Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the Ncwlife Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And wasn't it a gorgeous late summer day all across north central Washington today? This looking down from our Waterville camera at the beautiful Columbia River and the foothills there in the background, a few high clouds. Not much wind to speak of today, a little bit of a northwest breeze and high temperatures mainly in the lower and even some middle 70s around the area. But boy, it has been dry. We were supposed to get some rain last weekend. It didn't happen. Look at some of these totals going back 90 days to June 20th. Ephrata has picked up a trace of precipitation. Moses Lake 1/100th. Moses Lake, or Omak rather, just over a 10th. And here in Wenatchee, we are just under a 10th of an inch of rain. That's it, folks, in the last 90 days. But that may change as we take a look at weather a little bit later on in our newscast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife reports a cougar was shot and killed late last week in the Clockham Creek area after reportedly killing 4 goats. Douglas County fire investigators continue to comb through the rubble of a house fire in Bridgeport with no sign yet of 2 missing people. And a non-political controversy for a former 12th District State Representative candidate. But first, we begin tonight. Chelan County PUD commissioners have delayed until November 19th a hearing on higher power rates for cryptocurrency miners. A moratorium on high-density cryptocurrency requests in place since March was extended, while the PUD creates a new rate structure for such operations. Because of low-cost power in the region, Chelan, Douglas, and Grant counties have seen a deluge of power requests from miners of Bitcoin and other digital currencies. Whether the PUD can supply all the power and new infrastructure being requested without increasing rates for other power users has been a key point of that discussion. In addition, the PUD would like to see cryptocurrency miners move out of residential areas and has proposed higher rates for home-based operations than for those in commercial and industrial areas. That would also rise. An informational meeting on the rate proposals is planned for November 7th, and approval of the new rates could happen by December 3rd to go into effect in April of 2019. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife reports a cougar was shot and killed late last week in the Clockham Creek area after reportedly killing 4 goats. The cat was shot around 9 p.m. Friday by the livestock owner who was granted a kill permit by Fish and Wildlife. The cougar apparently stashed one of his kills off the Malaga-Alcoa Highway near Tarpiskin Road. Fish and Wildlife said the adult male cougar appeared healthy and apparently simply took advantage of a situation. Fire investigators continue to comb through the rubble of a house fire in Bridgeport. Fire crews were dispatched to Old Highland Orchard Road at around 10 p.m. Sunday, but by the time crews arrived, the house had burned to the ground. 2 residents in the home were able to escape the fire, but 2 others remain missing. Douglas County Sheriff Kevin Morris says the way the home was constructed is making it difficult to remove rubble.
It was a double wide on a daylight basement, and those metal support beams were unsteady, and there was a cinder block chimney that needed to be made safe, so we had to get some equipment in there and make it safe before investigators could get in there and really process the scene. So that slowed the process down. They're there today working on it, and I'm hoping by the end of business today we will have more information that I can get out.
Sheriff Morris says the cause and circumstances of the fire are still unknown. A former candidate for 12th District State Representative finds himself in a non-political controversy. Ncwlife News Director Cal Fitzsimmons tells us more.
A website called Marathon Investigation claims J.D. Greening of Waterville, a former candidate for 12th District State Representative, made a bogus claim to gain entry into the 2019 Boston Marathon. Greening called the story one-sided and denied submitting the wrong time for his finish in the Wenatchee Marathon, saying his time was incorrectly cataloged by race officials.
I registered for the marathon. I had a red bib for the marathoners. I had my parents down with me. They took pictures. They took pictures with me right at the starting line. I somehow my race got cataloged as a half marathon.
Greening submitted a finishing time of 2 hours 43 seconds, which would easily meet the minimum of 3 hours 5 seconds to qualify for the Boston Marathon. But the Wenatchee race lists his time as being for a half marathon. A GoFundMe page was set up to help cover the cost of his ticket to Boston.
I had a GoFundMe for my trip to Boston. I immediately took that down. It was only just to help with airfare because, like, I'm in school. And so I immediately took that down. I only got $30. It's immediately going back to the person that donated it.
Greening said he emailed Ted Driven, organizer of the Wenatchee Marathon, shortly after learning he had been incorrectly listed as running a half marathon, but he did not get a reply. Attempts by Ncwlife to reach race organizers Monday were unsuccessful. Greening was a candidate in the August primary race to replace Representative Kerry Condata as a 12th district representative, but he finished a distant 4th out of 4 candidates. He currently is a student at Eastern Washington University. Cal Fitzsimmons reporting for Ncwlife.
Coming up next, more smoke may be on the way for folks in Okanagan and Kittitas counties because of controlled burns later this month. 3 city beer brewers are teaming up for the first ever Wenatchee Oktoberfest this weekend, and the Wenatchee River Salmon Festival returns for the 28th consecutive year to the Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery this weekend. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the Ncwlife Evening News.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
It's a free walk-in job search assistance center. It is designed to help job seekers with the tools that they need to find a job. We have partnered with libraries in 5 other cities, providing the same types of services that we offer here, just there.
Just walk in, we have laptops, and we can help you with resume, cover letter.
All of our services are paid for by the revenues earned in our store. Goodwill is just a tool that the community is using to help their neighbors find a job. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Welcome back. In another news, a heads up for you folks in Okanagan and Kittitas counties. More smoke may be headed your way. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife will be conducting controlled burns later this month into early October to reduce wildfire risks and enhance wildfire habitat. Prescribed burns will be conducted in the Stanilikene Wildlife Area and the Methow Wildlife Area, both in Okanagan County, and in the Murray Wildlife Area in Kittitas County. Fish and Wildlife say the controlled burns are monitored constantly until they're out, but smoke could make its way down the valleys into towns and cities. The burn areas range from grasslands to ponderosa pine and Douglas fir stands that have been thinned and currently contain logging debris and slash. WDFW may conduct other burns on department lands throughout eastern Washington later this fall as well. Well, 3 city beer brewers are teaming up for the first ever Wenatchee Oktoberfest. Columbia Valley Brewing, Badger Mountain Brewing, and Wenatchee Valley Brewing will be joining forces along Wenatchee's Brewers Row. That's between 1st Street and Palouse Street on North Columbia Street near downtown. The event is this Saturday, September 22nd from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets are $30 and $35 in advance and $40 the day of the event. Guests will receive 8 tasting tokens and a 4-ounce tasting glass. Well, the Wenatchee River Salmon Festival returns for the 28th consecutive year to the Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery this weekend. Thursday and Friday are set aside for local students to learn about the importance of salmon to our area, and Saturday is for everyone. Corky Broadus told NCWLife's Dan Kuntz this morning there's something for everyone at Salmon Fest.
We can't get enough attention when it comes to having the Reptile Man, and he will be doing 2 shows at our main stage in Hatchery Park, and he will be performing at 12:30 and again at 4 o'clock. It's always a hit with him. We do have a new program in addition to the Native American Village. As part of the Native American Village is Beyond the Frame, which is now a wonderful photography exhibit that shares an incredible view and a look at what it means to be Native now in contemporary life, based on some of the very famous photographic work of Edward Curtis in the early 1900s. Wonderful activities. In addition to that, outdoor recreation. I can tell you, we're going to fill our ponds out there and kids can hop in a kayak. There's going to be the climbing wall. There's a lot of outdoor recreation. The Boondockers are coming with their snowmobiles. I mean, it's going to be fun out there. Chalk art is coming back. There's a chalk artist, Christy Pease, who is the coordinator, and she's creating and having the children and the families on Saturday help build a huge chalk mural on one of the buildings at the hatchery. There is so much food booths,
yeah, I was going to say, you can spend all day there because they will feed you.
And the key, it is free.
Absolutely free.
Absolutely free.
A complete listing of activities and exhibits can be found at salmonfest.org. You're watching the NCWLife Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCWLife Evening News. Stay with us.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old, fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLife channel.
And a happy Tuesday. I wish it was. Seahawks fans, huh? Russell Wilson sacked 6 times, turned the ball over twice. The Seahawks fell to Chicago on Monday Night Football. 24-17 the final. In 2 games, Seattle's allowed 12 sacks. That's most of any NFL team. Chicago led 10-3 at halftime. Despite being outgained throughout the game, the Seahawks still had a chance at the fourth quarter, but trailing by a touchdown with less than 8 minutes to play. Wilson intercepted by Prince Mukamura. He returned it 49 yards for a game-clinching touchdown. Seahawks coach Pete Carroll says his team has got to play better in the first half.
I was really disappointed that we didn't show better in the first half. The first half just was much of a carryover from last week. We got sacked a bunch of times and couldn't get rolling and didn't convert on third down again on offense. once we got out of the penalty situation with the defense, the guys played really good. I think that it's remarkable to note what Calitro and how Austin Calitro played. Michael coming in a couple days' time. Hakeem King starting and playing for the first time ever. Those guys did a nice job because we played a good night on defense, and we really gave ourselves a chance with a couple turnovers, and we weren't able to capitalize on those, but still they stopped them and got their offense off the field a couple times that were huge. So we're still work in progress, and you can see how hard our guys play. You can see how they fought throughout, all the way to the last seconds on the clock. That's going to help us win games, and we need to get going.
Russell Wilson sacked 5 of those 6 times in the first half. He finished 22 of 36 for 226 yards, a couple of touchdowns in the fourth quarter. He also threw that pick 6 and fumbled the ball away. Despite the loss, Wilson continues to be positive.
There's things that we got to fix, and we can fix, and that's the exciting part about what we can do and what we're going to do. The fourth quarter, I think, really showed us who we are and who we can be. We got to get a better start and try to figure out how to, catch that fire that we have in the fourth quarter. Let's put it in the first, second, and third, and if we can do that, which I don't think we're far off by any means. I think it's the margin of error is really, really small, and I really believe that. I'm normally really optimistic. You guys know that, but I really believe that. So I think that's the situation right now.
Seahawks have a short week to prepare to host the Dallas Cowboys in their home opener Sunday at Ncwlife Field. Kickoff set for 1:25. Well, the Mariners got an 8th-inning grand slam home run from Daniel Vogelbach and held Houston to just 3 hits and a 4-1 win at Minute Maid Park last night. Trailing 1-0 in the 8th, Vogelbach stepped to the plate as a pinch hitter for Guillermo Heredia with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Now, we're not supposed to show you this, but let's take a look.
Big bogey, bases loaded, 1-0 Stros. 1-1 to Vogelbach. And he hit it high, to the gap. Look at this baby fly. It is gone. A grand slam by Daniel Vogelbach. Oh my goodness, I can't believe he did that. Jumped all over it. And the Mariners have taken the lead here against the defending world champions. A grand slam.
Now, see, a guy like Daniel Vogelbach, you got to root for. A guy that's got a little pouch. Seattle-Houston play again today. Mike Leake on the mound facing Josh James. Well, also in the American League West last night, 4 Rays pitchers combined on a 2-hit shutout of Texas. Tampa Bay won 3-0. The Rays are ahead of Seattle by a half game as they both chase Oakland for that final wild card playoff spot. Yeah, we're still talking about it because mathematically the Mariners are not eliminated yet. The Athletics up 6.5 games on Tampa Bay, 7 games in front of the Mariners for that final spot. By the way, Oakland is at Anaheim, begins the series with the Angels tonight. It's an early season battle for first place, believe it or not. It'll lead Bofto Field in the Apple Bowl when the Wenatchee Panther girls soccer team hosts Eastmont coming up tonight. Both teams are 2-0. For that 7 o'clock kickoff, Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wiesen will be in the booth with all the play-by-play action here live on the Ncwlife channel. Also on the prep schedule there today, you see it, Manson at Bridgeport, Cashmere is at Chelan. Volleyball courts tonight. Let's see who is taking center stage. Manson traveling to Brewster. Waterville Mansfield hosts Oroville. Quincy's at Cashmere. Also, it's Cascade Christian Academy on the road at Pateras. Wenatchee travels to Sunnyside. Eastmont playing host to the always tough West Valley Rams tonight at Eastmont High School. The NCW sports schedule this week, the NCW Life sports schedule this week, I should say. As we mentioned, soccer tonight, Wenatchee hosting Eastmont at 7. Then Thursday, we'll feature our first ever live volleyball match as Wenatchee plays host to Davis at 7 o'clock. I'll be courtside along with Leanne Branham on the play-by-play. Then Friday, since Wenatchee and Eastmont are both out of town, we'll replay last Friday's Eastmont-Ellensburg game. That will be at 7 o'clock. Speaking of schedules, if you have kids, you want to get them down to the Town Toyota Center tonight. The doors opening 5:30. Wenatchee Wild's team scrimmage at 6. There'll be tons of fun stuff for the kids to see and do, including trying their hand in an inflatable slap shot shooting gallery. I'll be there with the camera, get the kids on TV. It's free. It's the 2018 Wenatchee Wild Kids Day happening today at the Town Toyota Center. NCW Life Channel proud to be a co-sponsor of that event. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCW Life Channel. Grant, Back to you.
Thank you, Eric. The Wenatchee Downtown Association is hosting their biannual Downtown Possibilities Tour tomorrow afternoon. In tonight's feature story on a recent visit to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Wenatchee Downtown Association Executive Director Linda Haglund gave us a preview.
This is our Fall Possibilities Tour, and the Port of Chelan County gave us a little bit of money to help us promote this and do some fun things. So it will be Wednesday beginning at 3 o'clock, and we ask people if you're interested in seeing some of these great historic buildings and just want to take this tour, to meet us at 3 o'clock on the corner of Palouse and Wenatchee Avenue, right across the street from Collins. We're going to start there, and we're going to go into the Savings and Loan Building. There are some spaces available there. And then we're going to move down the street into a building that might have some connection with you, and that's a historic name is the Rialto Theater. And I was in there this week and turning the power lights on, and there's 2 sets of main breakers, and one of them says the bandbox still. Super cool. And so we're going to tour that. It is a great old building that is available for lease. Then we'll move down the street into a building that was previously rekindled. It is between Firehouse Pet and Pickle Papers down there. Great turnkey space ready to roll. And then we're going to end our tour in the Morris Building. There's some spaces we're going to look at there. And as you know, Collier Jewelry is retiring at the end of this month. So we're going to see that space, and it is a prime space. And then Mike Salmon has some other spaces. And then at the very end of the tour, we're going to invite you with us into Norwood. If you haven't seen that great, it's called Norwood Wine Bar on the Avenue, but we're going to go into Norwood, and we're going to have a little bit of food for you and talk about not only the tour, but what are we missing? What do we need in downtown?
Property owners will be on site for much of the tour to discuss their individual buildings that are available for lease or for purchase. We'll be back with a recap of some of our top stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including Ncwlife, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
Welcome back to the Ncwlife Evening News. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife reports a cougar was shot and killed late last week in the Clockham Creek area after reportedly killing 4 goats. The cat was shot around 9 p.m. Friday by the livestock owner who was granted a kill permit by Fish and Wildlife. The cougar apparently stashed one of its kills off the Malaga-Alcoa Highway near Tarpiscan Road. Fish and Wildlife said the adult male cougar appeared rather healthy and apparently simply took advantage of a situation. Chelan County PUD commissioners have delayed until November 19th a hearing on higher power rates for cryptocurrency miners. A moratorium on high-density cryptocurrency requests in place since March was extended while the PUD creates a new rate structure for such operations. Because of low-cost power in the region, Chelan, Douglas, and Grant counties have seen a deluge of power requests from miners of Bitcoin and other digital currencies. Whether the PUD can supply all the power and new infrastructure being requested without increasing rates for other power users has been a key point of this discussion. In addition, the PUD would like to see cryptocurrency miners move out of residential areas and has proposed higher rates for home-based operations than for those in commercial and industrial areas, which also would rise. An informational meeting on the rate proposals is planned for November 7th, and approval of the new rates could happen by December 3rd to go into effect in April of 2019. Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, and they might be some wet details, let's take a look outside our weather window. It was a fabulous late summer day here in north central Washington as we look down from our Waterville Sky-Fi Tower Cam. Thank you to LocalTel for providing that, and beautiful Columbia River down at the bottom of your screen. The Cascade foothills off in the background. Just some high clouds out there today. We did see a northwest breeze around 10 miles an hour at times today, but high temperatures pretty much where we thought they would be. Let's take a look at today's almanac. 72 so far today. We may click a degree higher than that before it's all said and done. Our low this morning, you probably felt it. It was a cool one at 45 degrees. Normally 76 is our high and 52 is our low. Record high 90 degrees set back in 1994, and our record low 41 in 1998. No new precip the past 24 hours, and we're sitting still on 4.4 inches of precipitation January to now. Sunrise this morning was at 6:42 and will set tonight at 7:06. As far as our surface loop goes, not much to tell you about as we look at our surface loop going into Wednesday. It'll be a lot like today, folks, mostly sunny and mild, but keep an eye on that low pressure off to the left side of your screen. There it moves a little bit closer to the Washington coastline by Thursday. We will see a 30% chance of rain late in the day on Thursday. Friday, our chance even goes up a little bit, 30% during the day, 40% Friday night. As you can see, that band of showers just along the northwest part of the state. As we move into Saturday, then, we have a kind of a conflict in weather models. The Weather Service saying mostly sunny and no chance for rain. This weather model is showing obviously blue right over the Wenatchee area, so not ruling out showers maybe on Saturday. Sunday should be a lot better. We'll see partly cloudy skies. The Weather Service saying showers moving in on Sunday. This model showing high pressure off the coast and bringing us some nice weather, so we'll have to wait and see which one of the two weather entities are right by the end of the week. Let's take a look at your Quick Lube and Tune forecast now. Tonight, not quite as cool as this morning's overnight lows. 51 tonight. We'll see 76 with sunshine on Wednesday. Then that chance for rain on both Thursday and Friday with highs near 70. We'll stay at about 71 on Saturday. Still not sure the possibility of rain then or the chance on Sunday. We'll have to wait and see, but our temperatures will hold steady at around 70 degrees. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz, and I will be in for Steve Hare with the news. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from LocalTel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value LocalTel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.